One of the things I mentioned in a previous video is that when I was building my wardrobe, I wish someone told me that statements can be versatile. And this actually resonated with you guys in the comments of that video. So just having the white t-shirt, the skinny jeans, the black trousers alone doesn't make a cohesive wardrobe for me. So today I'm going to go through these 5 items of clothing of varying degrees of statements. For example, this is quite subtle, whereas this is incredibly bold. And I'm going to show you how I style these pieces for different occasions and also across different seasons, really pushing on the versatility of these pieces. Before we get started with this video, I do have a few disclaimers just to clarify what I mean. First up, statement pieces are not necessarily trends, though the two can overlap. Statement pieces I think of as pieces that I might not wear on a daily basis, but they get pulled out time and again when the occasion is right. The second thing is that I'm saying that statement pieces can be versatile if we buy the right ones for us. I am definitely not saying to go out and find a pair of blue trousers, because for a lot of different styles, this is just not going to be an item that you would want in your wardrobe. It's about finding the pieces that speak to you personally. And last thing I wanted to mention is that statement pieces make up about 10% of my wardrobe, and I think that this is the right number for me. For your style, if you're very minimal, this could be like 0%. And if you have a more maximalist style, this can be much higher than my 10%. And it just all depends on the right balance for you. So to start off, we might go with something that is very subtle, and that's this pair of neutral trousers in a wide but long silhouette. For anyone who may not be familiar with the silhouette, this can be an absolute statement because it is wider, it is longer, and just a bit different to a denim, for example. I highly recommend getting the length right. The length can really change the entire shape of the trouser, not just the hem. In my first couple of outfits, I'm actually styling it with a striped knit, and I also wear it with a pair of burgundy boots. I show you this outfit with 2 bag options, but basically this is a very simple smart casual look that I think will be appropriate for some more casual workplaces, but otherwise it would also be easy to wear if you're running errands. This is more of an autumnal look, but you can definitely layer on different coats and things as the weather gets cooler. Styled in this way, you can see that it's perfect for autumn and winter. For a transitional look, if the weather is not quite so warm yet, I swap out the boots for a pair of sandals, and you can see how that looks quite nice as well, though a lot more casual. All the looks I've shown so far are more in that casual or smart casual style. So I also want to show you how I would style this pair of pants for work. For me, I would style this with an oversized black blazer, and I think it gives a very modern look for work. With workwear, it depends on country, depends on the sector you're in, but for any kind of modern office where I live, this will be a very appropriate outfit to wear. I actually didn't realize until now that all of the outfits I style with this happen to be stripes, but I've got another striped knit, and the reason why I wanted to show you this outfit is that I did the pant in a way that was inspired by this live stream I saw on Tibby. On Tibby's live streams, they're always mentioning how you can tie a wider trouser and then basically pin it to create a more balloon shape effect. And I've tried that a few times. I have to say I'm not the best at doing this. I'm a bit clumsy, and I haven't managed to master this kind of hack. So instead what I do is that if I'm wearing a sock boot, or if I'm wearing a boot and I have a sock inside, you can basically just tuck the back of the trouser into the shoe or the sock, and it holds the place of it and creates a balloon effect. Funny thing is that I've actually been wearing this type of balloon trouser since I was something like 15, and it's a style that I've just always loved, even though for many people it does look like, you know, circus pants or pirate pants. I actually think the shape of it is really cool. The next piece I'm going to style is this black and white shirt with a stripe pattern. So the thing about this piece is that it doesn't use color to make a statement. Instead, it's using this very high contrast monochromatic print to really do the talking. This piece is incredibly oversized. There's a lot of material here, and that's also another area where it's a statement. I'm going to show you now how I would style this piece, and the first couple of ways are all intended to be worn on holiday or at the beach. So you can imagine it over a swimsuit, and you'll also see me wear it over some cute little shorts and a black tank top, you'll see that if I choose to button it up, it actually makes for a bit of a mini dress on me because I'm quite petite, and that would be really great for if I'm having lunch with someone right after. It's just a very easy way to transition from beach to lunch without much fuss. From there, I start to style it as a jacket, so I throw it over the top of a slip dress because this is my favorite thing to do. I love to put shirts over slip dresses just to create a more casual look with the slip dress. And I also like to wear this as a light jacket over jeans. So I wear jeans, a black tank top, and I just throw this over the top, and I think it looks very relaxed. It's very comfortable as a light summer jacket. Onto some more transitional looks, I would absolutely wear this with jeans, just tucked in. I think it looks really nice as an everyday kind of outfit. For something more dressy, I would absolutely tuck it into a white wrap skirt. I think it looks very elegant because of the two different materials, and I feel like the white skirt definitely dresses this piece up. As we get into more cooler weather, you can definitely throw this underneath a trench coat, underneath a classic wool coat, and that really helps make this piece feel more versatile because you are only seeing a little bit of the print peeking through as opposed to seeing the whole print, which makes it more bold. Being oversized, what it does mean is that I have a lot more leeway to play around with it. If something was fitted, I would wear it as a traditional shirt, just kind of tucked into jeans or over the top. But when it's oversized, I like to play around with it for different looks. Another idea for this shirt is that in the winter time, you can absolutely put a sweater over the top and then just have the collar peeking through. I feel like that would be another way that you can incorporate this into a more wintry wardrobe, and then obviously have a coat thrown over the top as well, so you get the statement collar in the outfit. The next item I'm styling are these really bright blue trousers. So this is definitely my most statement piece because it's statement in the color, but also in the silhouette where it's quite wide through the leg. This item really spoke to me because I love a bright blue color, and I discovered that I get along with blues quite well. So this jacket is really vibrant. Probably can't tell on camera, it's a lot more vibrant in real life, but I wear this jacket like it's a neutral. I reach for it quite a lot with pretty much all of my clothes, so that made me feel a bit more confident in going for this trouser. The thing about this trouser is that I don't really have plans to wear this out and about in the city on a daily basis. That would be too much, but I can definitely see myself wearing this if I'm on holiday and going out for dinner. I can also see myself wearing this to like parties, events, things like that as an alternative to a skirt. For the summertime, I would wear it with a little white crop top, and I'll wear these with a strappy sandal. This is the kind of look I'll go for if I was on holiday and maybe heading to dinner, or if I was on holiday and just wanted to look a little bit more fancy for whatever occasion. As I said before, this is the trouser that would replace my usual midi or maxi skirt. Usually I'll go for something printed for dinner if I'm on holiday, and this is the trouser that would replace that kind of item. I've just reached for my phone so I remember all the details, but it seems like stripes are my answer to styling more statement things because I style it again with stripes here, and I also wear it with a pair of burgundy boots. Now, I think the boots gives me a bit of height, which makes this pant the right length for me, but the burgundy and the blue I also think look really good together. In my next look, I decided to go all out with the color, so I decided to go for a navy top. I wore the blue trousers, the burgundy boots, and I also went for a green crossbody bag. It's an incredibly colorful look. I think most of the colors are quite muted other than this really striking blue. I almost feel like the fact that it's got so many colors makes this feel more wearable, because sometimes if I was to wear it only with black, I feel like it would stand out a lot, whereas mixing all these colors in actually makes it feel a little bit more wearable. In my next look, I'm showing you the same look that I showed with the taupe trousers, where I'm basically tucking in the back of the trouser into the boot again. So this material is a little bit different, so it does give the pant a different shape. This one's a bit lighter, which I actually think works better with this kind of trick. I feel like when you wear it as a really wide flared leg pant, it gives it a more dramatic look, whereas when you do a bit of a tuck, it creates a more fitted silhouette, and I think it makes it less dressy than the wide alternative. So the thing about this trick is that it may not be for everyone or every style, but it is free, and sometimes, you know, it is worth a try because you never know what hack you might really like. So the funny thing about these trousers is that I think they're released as a part of of the autumn collection, which is interesting. So I decided to style it with a trench coat, which is basically my answer when it comes to styling statement pieces. Whenever something more statement is worn with a trench coat, I feel like it really tones the piece down, so that's why I style it with the trench coat. I like that with the trench coat, instead of thinking that this is an incredibly bright outfit, I start to think of it as just one pop of color on the trouser. My fourth item is this cropped blazer. A cropped blazer is probably the most trendy item of the 5 pieces that I'm showing. I started to see cropped blazers absolutely everywhere a few months ago. This is a trend item, but I actually did think long and hard about this blazer because I know it's very statement and I wanted to make sure it matched with a range of outfits before keeping it. You guys might know, but I really like blazers and I really like crop things. So I feel like the idea of a crop blazer is not too outrageous for my style, but the reason I was actually drawn to this was because I wanted a spring summer jacket. There are some other reasons as well, but I'll get into that as we go through the styling. So I'm going to show you this piece with some of my most worn type of outfits. For the midi skirt, I can basically wear a t-shirt, a midi skirt, and throw this over the top as a light summer spring jacket. And then the winter alternative for this look is that I will use it as a layering piece. I have my midi skirt, I'll have a light knit, I'll put this over the top before putting on my coat. So we're using this as the middle piece just so you can see a little bit more layering from the front, but it's not as bulky as trying to fit, you know, an oversized blazer into a coat. Like, that sounds terrible. Whereas this just makes it a little bit easier. When it comes to denim, it's not too different. I do the same thing where for a spring summer alternative, I'll just put it on over a t-shirt and jeans. For the colder weather, I would do a trench coat or a wool coat over the top. Another piece that I really like to reach for, as you may know, are just tailored trousers. If I was going somewhere where I would usually wear a nice dress and I didn't feel like it that day, I could absolutely do this as a more dressy alternative to a dress. And it would be a lot more statement as well. So those are the ways I would make this piece feel more versatile. This item is definitely trendy, but it was also quite considered. I actually created an entire mood board for this item where I just mapped out all of the looks that I could envision myself wearing with this piece. The final piece I'm talking about in today's video is this very large voluminous white blouse with a sheer kind of fabric. So this piece is statement because of the silhouette. I mean, it's got huge sleeves, but I think it's also a statement because of this material and the fact that it is sheer. This is a piece that really made me rethink how I feel about sheerness in clothing. I used to think that if something was sheer or lightweight, it was bad quality. And then I started to talk a lot more about textures, and I realized that sheerness, if it's done correctly, it can actually be really beautiful in creating lots of contrast with pieces that are more opaque. Styling this piece for the summertime is an absolute breeze. I wear it 2 ways over some little shorts. Either just down so you can see the full silhouette of the piece, or I'll just do a little tie and wear it slightly more cropped. Just depends on how I feel, but both ways I really like. Another alternative that I've reached for many times with this blouse is that I just wear it with a midi skirt with a little tie, and it's a very classic look for me that I reach for time and again. As the weather gets a bit cooler, I would absolutely throw on a trench coat, and I think this is where things get a bit more interesting because a trench coat is the heavier piece now, and then you've got this really light airiness on the inside to contrast the fabric. This is why I think sheer fabrics can make a statement. Is when you pair it next to something that is the opposite of it. And I think that balance and that difference between the 2 fabrics is what creates for something really beautiful. I've also got 2 more looks with this blouse that are very easy to adapt to different seasons. The first look is just with denim. You know, denim is casual, it's a thicker material, and I think this light airiness just looks so beautiful with that material. And then the second one is corduroy, which again is such a fall winter kind of fabric. that this is just a beautiful contrast against it. You can obviously do lots of layering to these looks, but this is pretty much how I would style this blouse. You can see with this piece that despite the shape of it and despite the fabric, it can actually be styled in a way that is very wearable. And it's just to show that statement pieces can be really bold, like this bright blue trouser, or they can be really subtle, like this white blouse. And it just all depends on what your taste is, what your color palette is, and just what you're drawn to. In today's video, I tried to show you some different statement pieces. So we've got that one really bold color, we've got a print, we've got some fabric and silhouette statements, but just to give you a lot of different options and show you that they can be versatile if you pick the right ones for your style. These are all statement pieces I feel really comfortable with, and they may be statement and they may be loud, but I do feel comfortable styling them for different occasions, and that is really key. Keep in mind, like I said at the beginning, that I am not saying or suggesting that every wardrobe will benefit from some statement pieces. A lot of wardrobes won't. It's just that if you are not happy with having just the basics, similar to my style journey, you might find that a couple of statement pieces can be the thing that really brings you more versatility in your wardrobe. The outfits I created today were definitely a little bit more statements than my usual kind of looks, but I will be back next week with some more wearable everyday outfit ideas. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to go hit the thumbs up button down below, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!